I used to think that time management was the thing that would help you power through all of your tasks, regardless of how you feel. Just be as productive as possible, get it done, and do the whole hustle culture thing. But I've realized there's more to it. The thing is, time management isn't about being 100% productive all of the time. It's just a really good skill to have so that we can do more in less time and enjoy the rest of our time doing the things that we want to do. After reading a bunch of books and articles, watching YouTube videos, all of that, I came to the conclusion that there's a bunch of information out there. But these are the 4 tips that actually help me save 20 or more hours a week with minimal effort. I'm currently working a part-time job while doing a master's degree, while uploading YouTube videos and short-form videos, while training for a half marathon and still going to the gym. It's safe to say I need good time management to be able to do all of that. But what's even more interesting is that I used to be the person who would never manage their time well. I would always skip workouts because I would always think I didn't have enough time. Same with studying. I just wouldn't do the majority of the things that I wanted to do or had to do because I kept telling myself that I don't have time for this. The mindset that I had back then wouldn't have even allowed me to do like 2 of the multitude of things that I'm currently doing. And what really changed the way I think about time is a very simple realization. You own all of your time and you make choices with what you're gonna do with that time. It is a choice to wake up early and go to the gym or go to the gym after work even though you're a bit tired. As well as it is also a choice to not do it, to skip the workout, to skip studying, to skip doing the task that you said you would do. Your time is under your control, and while it may seem overwhelming to take responsibility for that thing, there's a beauty to it. It's your choice and that's really empowering. The first principle that I keep in mind when I'm planning my day is what some people would call the energy portfolio. That's basically just a fancy way of saying that your energy levels fluctuate throughout the day. That's kind of obvious, right? But we need to be aware of that when we are planning our day. Because what often happens is you have this one task that you need to do and you just keep pushing it off. In the morning, when you have the most energy, don't do it because, well, there's still so much time. And then it's evening and you have to do this task, but you're so tired, so you just push it until the next day. We need to stop that negative cycle. What I always do is I think of my day in more or less 3 parts. The morning is the part where I have the most energy. I also usually drink coffee in the morning, so that helps. And also, I haven't made that many decisions yet. There's this fancy term called decision fatigue that basically explains how the fact that we need to make so many decisions throughout a day is pretty exhausting to us, and it makes it way harder to make good decisions the later it gets. For instance, in the morning you might be able to say, okay, I'm gonna drink a smoothie or I'm gonna make a healthy breakfast instead of just eating leftover pizza because you are very energized, you haven't made that many decisions yet, so you are able to resist the temptation of that pizza slice for breakfast. But later in the evening, you might not be able to do the same because throughout the day you had to resist so many temptations, like picking up your phone, scrolling, watching TV in the middle of the day, and that accumulates. So this is also something I keep in mind, which makes the morning the perfect time to schedule things like studying difficult subjects, working on things that require intense focus, and also working on things that I don't really want to work on. Because at this point in my day, I'm way more capable of saying, okay, I'll do it even if I don't want to do it. The second part of my day is usually filled with things that are not that difficult, that do require some concentration, but not that 100% focus, and also things that I don't mind doing that much. For instance, studying, like revision, chill studying, reading textbooks or studies, stuff like that. And then for the third part of my day, which is usually when I have the least energy and when I'm also way less capable of saying no to temptations, this is when I plan fun stuff like going out. And I actively avoid pushing difficult or important tasks until this late point in the day, because I just know that if I have something on my to-do list that is really difficult that I don't really want to do and it's evening, I'm most likely to say, I'm just gonna do it tomorrow. And I don't want that to happen. So it's really important to keep in mind the way that our energy fluctuates throughout the day and to align our schedule with that. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe because I post a bunch of videos regarding self-development and I also share my own journey on here. Also follow me on Instagram if you want some daily insights and some extra motivation. You've probably heard about Parkinson's law, which basically just states that work will fill up the time that you allocate to it. This basically means that if you need to write an essay, you could do it in 2 hours, 2 days, or 2 weeks. And the thing is, the quality might not even be that different. Like, it might not actually matter that you spend 2 weeks on doing that essay, because 2 days would have been enough. Maybe even 2 hours would have been enough. This really goes hand in hand with the whole work smarter, not harder thing, because of course we want the quality of our work to be good, but that doesn't mean we need to spend a lot of time doing something when the same thing can be done in way less time and just as efficient. What I think works really good is that if you have an assignment, a project, deadline, whatever it is, give yourself a block of multiple hours, 2, 3, 4 hours to do that thing. Basically, you're creating a deadline for yourself. And we all know how productive we can be when we have a deadline, when we realize, oh shit, tomorrow I have an assignment that's due. We will do it really fast. While otherwise, we might just procrastinate and do the same assignment in like 2 weeks. From my experience, this whole thing of having a deadline really works. I wrote my entire bachelor thesis using this. I would write for 2-3 hours a day, not more than that. And I would be so productive in those 2-3 hours. And it was also so relaxing because I knew that the rest of the day I could focus on other things. If I didn't set these 2-3 hour blocks of working on my thesis on a certain day, I would notice that it would take me the whole day to do the same amount of work that usually I would do in 2 hours. While saying, yeah, I'll just do it today sometime and I'll take some breaks and I'll go for lunch and I'll do all of that and I can just chill and I can just watch TV at the same time, it might be nice, it might be chill, but isn't it nicer to just have your task done and then have the rest of the day for yourself to do whatever you want? Like, isn't that a better use of your time? The third thing is something I love it. It's working from other places. It doesn't matter if it's a cafe, if it's your university, if it's a library or a bookstore or anything like that. It's just so helpful to get out from your usual space of working and go somewhere else, especially if that place also has people who are working. I just find it so nice when you're at the library and everything is quiet and everyone's like working and you hear the keyboard taps. I love it. I love it. Those days when I'm working from somewhere else are super productive for me. Like, if I want to study, I will usually go to the library. If I want to get work done, I'll go to a nice quiet cafe. Yeah, just grabbing a coffee, sitting down for like 2 hours and getting to work will help you get so much work done. And it's also vibey, you're romanticizing it. It's just nice. I think this is very important for people who work from home the majority of the time, or students who might be just sitting at home trying to study. It's good to get out because it is comfortable at home. But maybe that's a problem. Maybe it's a problem that it's comfortable, that you can lay on the couch at any time, that you can take a nap at any time. If you get out of your house and you sit next to people who are also working, you are way more likely to be focused on your tasks. Last of all, have scheduled off times. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I really thought productivity was about just doing, working, drinking more coffee if you have to, and just working, being super productive, and the whole like hustle culture thing. But that just doesn't work for me. Maybe it does for other people. I know I prefer to have time to chill, time to go out, time to have fun, time to not think about productive things. And funny enough, this is kind of counterintuitive, but it makes you more productive if you actually take breaks. We need time to rest. We need time to just do nothing, to not worry about being productive and not worry about our output and our to-do list and all of that. Especially if you're a creative person or you work in a creative field, I always find that I get my best ideas when I just have time to do nothing, to go on a walk, to just read the whole day. So I've really noticed the positive effects that rest and just giving myself time to relax and recharge have on my productivity, my mood, and my overall well-being. Not all of your time it needs to be used up in a productive way. I love using a calendar, so what I will do is I will actually schedule my off time on the calendar. Like I schedule it as me time, or I schedule the actual things which I will be doing in that time. Let's say going out, going for dinner, stuff like that. I put it in my calendar. Once it's there, I know I will take the time because I have the time. I really don't believe in making your life as hard as possible in order to reach your goals. You can reach your goals, you can build your dream life while still enjoying time off. You don't need to work 24/7. You don't need to have your entire calendar booked with productive things. You can have not productive time, and you shouldn't feel bad for that, and it should really be an addition to your life. It should make your life more enjoyable, and it should make doing the hard things, the productive things, easier as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I learned so much about time management through a lot of trial and error, a lot of days where I would feel really upset that I wasn't productive enough, and then days where I would maybe get a better perspective on how things work. So don't beat yourself up if you're having a bad day and you're having a non-productive day. That's fine. It will get better. You're capable of doing anything you set your mind to. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.